We'll get more into that calling here in just a second. I took this call and put it in competition, I guess, about 3 different years. We got some stuff right here from Wisconsin, the Midwest call competition up there. Had it down at the NWTF Grand National Call Competition. All the years that I went to that was in Nashville. And there's a couple of ribbons in that is from the Georgia Wildlife Federation. Went down there to Perry, and boy, that weekend I just really had a great weekend down there. Really enjoyed visiting with all the folks, and met a lot of good people down there, and got to share a lot of turkey stories, and just had a good time. This little scratch box right here that I'm using, this call runs different about any kind of scratch box you ever seen. It will make sounds of a young turkey, the young hen, or a real old raspy boss hen. To get that young hen, you hold the striker pretty tight. I generally hold it between those 2 fingers right there. You see that striker is made different than any kind of striker you ever seen. The size of some people's hand, it might be easier for them to hold it over here. But for me, right here is the place that I need it to be. To get control of this call, take that index finger right there and place it right on the end of the call. Now you've got full control of that call. The tighter you squeeze this striker, the higher pitch it'll make. If you hold it kind of loose in your hand, it's going to be deeper. Get that old boss hen sound to it. And also, if you run high on your striker, it's going to be a higher pitch. Down here, it's going to be a lower pitch. Also right here, if you run slightly off the crown of this, this will be your highest pitch. So, we're going to squeeze it pretty good. We're going to do the younger hen and run high on the call. Now then, let's get a little deeper. That's about too high to suit me, even though some guys like it on up there. But now I'm going to get down further on the call, or on the striker. I'm going to hold it a little looser, and we're going to run it right there on the crown of that call. Now you heard a lot of difference in the sound of that right there. In between, well, you'll be halfway between the pitch. So if you want to change up, just change positions on your striker and either squeeze it real hard for high pitch or let up on it for a deeper, raspier sound. One of the most difficult sounds, I think, for about most guys to do with a scratch box, matter of fact, for about any kind of call, is a good cluck. You've probably seen most of the guys, they'll take the call like this and give it a big old flip out. And that makes a pretty much realistic scared to death turkey sound. So you want to get a real good cluck on that. Keep contact with that striker at all time and just barely pull it. Turkeys are not deaf, and that will sound a long, long ways. Now you want to purr on this thing. A little bit of angle. Not quite that much, I can't hardly tell how I'm holding it, but it's a little bit of angle right there. And then just give it a pull. In a yelp, there's quite a lot of breakover in that. Maybe you call it rollover. But in a cluck and purr, a hen, she will throw in a few yelps, and they are pretty soft. You don't really hear much breakover in it. Very, very slight. It's there, but nothing like in a loud, excited yelp. And I guess you can tell that I'm running a lot of that cluck and purr kind of stuff, because it has worked real good for me. Probably clucks and some real soft yelps mixed in with some purrs. Half or better of the birds that I killed, it was just calling real soft to them. So here we go. We're going to do some soft calling now with this thing. Give that a whirl, and I think if you'll practice with it just a little bit, you'll be making some of the best clucks on a scratch box that you ever made in your life. At the end of this video, there is a web address. Grab a pen, jot that down, and it will show you several different calls on there that I make. And they will all, though, run just like what you've seen right here. Thank you for watching.